Which movie is genuinely traumatic? Threats. Want to know what a nuclear war would look like for the average citizen? This is the most terrifying movie I have ever seen. It refuses to turn away from the parts of nuclear war that every other movie glosses over. Absolutely, compellingly awful to contemplate. This is the correct answer. I thought I was desensitized to Threads as I'd watched it a few times, and rewatched it a couple of weeks ago after not doing so for years. Yeah, no, I'm not desensitized to it. Fucking horrible and grim from start to finish. Genuinely had nightmares afterwards. Astonishingly effective at what it sets out to do, make it clear that nuclear war is a disgusting atrocity that should never, ever be allowed to happen, and that nuclear weapons are nothing but senselessly destructive and pointless objects. Watership down. Fuck yes. When Holly is describing the destruction of the war and this is an animated movie about rabbits. It'll be great for kids. No. American History X. That entire movie is painful to watch. I love it, but it's so depressing, especially that scene. You know the one. The film, Johnny Got His Gun, has always stuck with me as truly horrifying. The plot is that this soldier is injured in battle. When he wakes up in the hospital, he discovers that he's a quadruple amputee, who has also lost his eyes, ears, nose and mouth. He spends the rest of the movie, trying to communicate to someone that he wants to be euthanized. I think we can agree that watching Arachnophobia as kids truly messed us up. A group of us in grade 7 went to this movie, and a couple of the boys sat a few rows back from the rest of us. Not knowing they brought a bucket of plastic spiders. You know the scene where the family is in the bathroom and then spiders come raining down on them? That's when they decide to start throwing those plastic spiders, making all us scream and freak out. In hindsight, that was a brilliant prank, but to this day, I'm still terrified of spiders. I watched Event Horizon as a 15-year-old who had been left alone for the weekend for the first time at about 11 p.m. on a Saturday night. That was over 20 years ago, and I'm still not really over it. Seriously, I watched Event Horizon during my early teens alone in my room with the lights off at night. At the credits roll, I turned it over to Cartoon Network and watched Tom and Jerry for a while, trying to remember there is joy in life still to be had. Nothing has left me so unsettled since. The movie itself probably isn't, but when I was a kid and saw the wire scene from Ghost Ship, I was pretty traumatized. Grave of the Fireflies. It's the story of every war. Everything about this movie is a true work of art. The story, metaphors with the candy, the brutal, absolutely horrifying ending. Even the poster for the film is traumatic. If you lighten it up, you see that the fireflies aren't actually fireflies, but firebombs being dropped by planes in the middle of the night. Pan's Labyrinth. Not necessarily the fantasy part of it, but the main antagonist, the doll, and the ending. Just horrific. I cry every time. Also, for context, the scene with the pale man even scared Stephen freaking King, the reigning king of literary horror. It's a fantastic and beautiful film, but it's not for the faint of heart. Notable scenes: wine bottle, more scenes with blood and pain than you should shake a butcher knife at, the face cut, as in a cheek sliced open and you can see the blood and flesh vividly, DIY face stitches for the face cut, the pale man, the ending, the doll's weird obsession with having a son, and Vidal just being the devil incarnate for the entirety of the film.